Live from New York, it's the show that believes in you. But list coming up. It's first things first. We start with Lakers-Grizzlies preview. LeBron fan and Grizzlies antagonist Draymond Green said he was surprised LeBron ran out of gas at the end of the game and started throwing the ball to the wrong team. Take a listen. Here's the data. First 3 quarters, LeBron was crushing it. Last quarter in overtime, looked like he was 38 years old. Brew, is this a cause for concern headed to Memphis?
It is. You don't have to panic, but it's a cause for concern. LeBron's 38. LeBron's in his 20th season. I know he's one of the most incredible athletes we've ever seen, but he's also a human being, okay? And he played 45 minutes in a playoff intensity type game. He even said himself, it was like a playoff atmosphere game. He's been through everything. He wouldn't have said that if it wasn't true. And so I do think this is something they have to be concerned with because, one, we know that Anthony Davis gets passive at times. Either gets passive or they double team him. Sure. And then LeBron has to carry the load because D'Angelo Russell can disappear in the playoffs. Austin Reeves never even been in the playoffs. We don't know what he's going to do.
He's going to be good.
Yes. Okay, we'll see.
He's going to be good.
Malik Beasley's up and down. So there are going to be times, however far the Lakers go, there are going to be times when LeBron's going to have to carry them offensively. Of course. And I think that can wear on him, not just physically, but mentally. And these turnovers, these last 3 turnovers against Minnesota, I think they were as much mental as they were physical. Look, LeBron James doesn't do that. That, to me, the mental strain of the playoff, carrying your team like this at this age. Look,
that was bad.
LeBron just doesn't do – they're all bad. When have you ever seen LeBron do something like that? Just throw a bad out of bounds pass, telegraph it. To me, those are mental errors. LeBron's one of the best passers we've seen. And so for him to do things like that, that's mental fatigue. So I do think that's going to be a concern. And, Nick, here's the last thing I'll say. The Grizzlies, now I know the Lakers play at a heavy pace too. And the Grizzlies really like to get up and down the floor. And one reason LeBron's, I know his age and not defensively what he used to be, but one reason he doesn't control the game like he used to is because when LeBron always controlled the game, his teams played at a slow pace.
He'd slow everything.
The Lakers are they played the 3rd fastest pace in the league. Look at these numbers from the years LeBron won the championship. They played the 4th fastest pace. All his other championship years, 11th, 28th, 23rd, 16th.
Sure.
LeBron likes a slower game. That way he can control the tempo and pace himself even. I don't know that that's going to be happening during this series.
I'm not sure during this series, during their whole playoff run, which I guess you think is going to end after this series, but wouldn't be shocked if it goes longer. Here's why I'm not as concerned as I think a lot of people are. Of course, he's not going to be able to play 45 minutes at a high level like he once was. I don't think he was as bad as the numbers suggest in the 4th quarter. The turnovers were bad, there's no doubt about it. But like you said, those felt like, I thought the middle one, the one that I said that was bad, that to me wasn't a mental error. That was a physical error. He didn't put enough pace on the ball. The other 2, I agree with you, that I don't know if it's fatigue or what it was just bad decision-making, what it was. I thought in the 4th quarter he was finding open shooters throughout. It was just that Schroeder, Hachimura made one. Schroeder obviously made the huge one. He just wasn't looking for a shot as much in that quarter. I don't think the fatigue really got to him until OT. But now we're at minutes 41 through 45. So a little context here. LeBron's first decade in the playoffs, he averaged 43 minutes per game. I mean, it's insane. That's what he did, and he never seemed to wear down. Last year with Cleveland, 2018, they played 22 playoff games. 16 of them, he played 40-plus minutes because he had to. The title year with the Lakers, he played more than 40 minutes. Their first playoff game, the loss to Wildes' once frisky Portland Trailblazers, if you remember.
I forgot about
that. You forgot about that one. Remember, Wildes was like, people who weren't watching us then, Wildes used to be afraid to make predictions. And so he just had like a suitcase. He's like, the predictions in here would show it. He played 40 minutes in their first playoff game. Did not play 40 minutes again until the finals.
And you had that long break.
But that was, I think, because they didn't need him to. You know, if you remember. And so I think LeBron I have no fear of LeBron wearing down. playing about 36 to 38 minutes per game, which, by the way,
36?
that is Steph's playoff career average. That is Giannis's playoff career average. That is what superstars in today's day and age typically play. LeBron hasn't been like that and hasn't been afforded that luxury in the past because, except for the Miami years and the year with Anthony Davis, those teams went to die when he went to the bench. The question to me is less about, is LeBron going to be able to hold up, and more about, in 10 to 12 minutes a night, when LeBron's not on the court, can the Lakers offense survive? Because if it can, then they will win the title. If it can't, like the 2018 Cavs or a lot of those Cavs teams are honestly the final Heat team, if you remember when D. Wade was banged up. If it can't, then he will have to play 40-plus minutes. And in year 20, at 60-some thousand minutes logged, I don't think he can play 42 minutes at a high level. He likes to play a lot
of minutes, too. Like, remember, LeBron came into the league when guys were playing higher minutes.
Sure, of course.
Steph and Giannis are a little bit later, so their numbers aren't that shocking. But when he first came in the league, playing 36 minutes a game, Giannis averaged 32 this year.
Yeah.
That would be shocking for a superstar.
Of course.
So I think LeBron likes going. He probably wants to play about 38. Okay. Maybe he'll admit he shouldn't, but he's going to play 38 minutes.
He's going to play 38 hard on both ends. Like
No, he's going to pace himself, which is...
Well, he's going to take it off on the defense. There was moments he was out there looking like a young Broussard, like palms up, head on a swivel.
Right.
But it was few and far between.
But that's what he does, though.
But that's
what he does at this age.
But that's what he has to do. That's also why he's no longer in the discussion as the best player in the league. Mm-hmm. This is
right.
And that is why Anthony Davis, at this point in LeBron's career, in theory, is the perfect co-star. Like you've said this, right? That AD is, of all the superstars he's played with, the one that fits the most, particularly at this stage of his career. Because LeBron, if he's going there, he will rest sometimes in bringing the ball up the court slowly. Sometimes in, okay, D'Lo, you handle this possession, I'll stand in the corner. But typically, he's going to rest on the defensive end. You can only get away with that if you have an eraser back there in Anthony Davis, which is where they really need Anthony Davis when LeBron's on the court.
Game 1 Sunday afternoon. Nick, you think this is a must-win game for Memphis here?
Oh, it's a must-win for the Grizzlies. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but the fact of the matter is this. LeBron and the Lakers, in their time with LeBron in the playoffs, but particularly LeBron, are very used to losing a game one and being totally fine. They lost to Portland that year. Mm-hmm. They didn't lose Denver. They lost to the Rockets that year, then didn't lose again. And LeBron in his career has had 21 series where he lost game one, and he's won 12 of them. And half of those almost are finals against the Warriors. When he wins game one, he flatly doesn't lose. The two series ever that he has won game one and lost are the two kind of blemishes on an otherwise sterling career. The final series, his first time around with the Cavs against the Celtics, the one where people claim he quit, 2010. They went up 1-0, they were up 2-1, then lost 3 straight. And then a similar scenario is the Mavs. They played in the 2011. They played the Cavs. They're up 1-0, or they're up 2-1, and then LeBron kind of melts down in that series. Not kind of, does melt down. Those are the only 2 times ever that he has won game one and not won the series. I expect Memphis to win game one. If the Lakers win game one, I don't see that Memphis has a path to win the series.
I won't come on here if Memphis is Sunday, so I wouldn't come on here Monday and say it's over if they lost. We saw Phoenix go up 2-0 on a young, inexperienced Milwaukee team, and Phoenix obviously had Chris Paul, and then they lost that series. Everybody thought it was over after they're up 2-0. Even Dallas last year in the second round when they were down 2-0 to Phoenix again, and Phoenix gives it up and Dallas wins. So we've seen teams come back from a deficit. So I wouldn't say it's over, but I do tend to agree with you that this is nearly a must-win for the Grizzlies. If they lose this, it looks bad. Few reasons. One, they're rested. Like, they've been sitting around resting, studying the Lakers, and they're younger, and the Lakers just had this intense game on Tuesday. I get it that will have been a while ago before Sunday, but still, they're sitting there waiting for the Lakers. Mm-hmm. If they lose this game, that's big. Secondly, guess who's the best home team in the league? The Memphis Grizzlies. 35-6 at home. Okay, they were great at home, and that means what? They weren't very good on the road. Of the 18 teams remaining right now, the Grizzlies are tied for the second worst record.
Who's the worst?
With Oklahoma City. Golden State.
Okay. Right.
But Golden State has pedigree and experience to fall back on. All right? That's just a fact. Memphis has to, not has to, but if they lose this game,
Memphis has to win game one.
They have to
win game one.
They have to win.
I've seen it. I've been around the block a few times.
Yeah,
a lot
we know.
more than you guys.
Yeah,
all right?
we know.
I've seen teams. I've seen LeBron come back from 3-1. I know they don't have a LeBron on their team.
No,
but
but
I'm
it's
just
not,
saying.
to me, it's not
teams
about
can rally.
So it's not, to me, it's
we
not
know that,
about
especially in the three-pointer.
Can a team come back from 0-1? It's about, can LeBron lose when up 1-0? And
yes.
no, but hold on, wait a second. My point is, he's 39-11 in career playoff series, 27-2 when winning the first game, and those 2 losses are the 2 series of his career where people either say he had a mental breakdown or quit on his team. It wasn't it was up.
In most of those series, he was much younger. This is as great as he's still playing, this is a different LeBron James.
Of course, I understand that.
I'd agree with you if he's 34, 35.
I understand, of course, in all the series, he was younger to varying degrees, as the oldest he's ever been.
Me too.
Right, it's the oldest we've all ever been.
But I'm just saying, he's not. You know, he's not the player he used to be.
Agreed. He is not prime LeBron James. I still think that the Lakers can lose this game and feel totally fine. I think the Grizzlies lose this game, it's instantly panic mode.
Freak out.
Well, that's a question. Would they? They're young and immature, so they would. Yeah, would they panic?
Oh, poor Dillon Brooks. If they lose game one, it's going to be Dillon Brooks' fault.
Dillon, we might talk about Dillon.
Budless team.
Wow.
He's one of the legends on the Bud list.
All right,
Well,
quickly.
he's that random.
Stronger series, AD or LeBron? Who needs to have a stronger series?
This needs to be an Anthony Davis series. Next round against the Kings needs to be a LeBron series. Or you know what? Or even against the Warriors. Next round against either opponent. If the Kings win, or if the 6th seed, worst record in on the road in basketball, Warriors win. Either way, the next round to me is a LeBron series. The reason this is an Anthony Davis series is very simple. One is, we have talked about it ad nauseum. Brew talked about it yesterday. I talked about it yesterday. Brew talked about it today on Colin's show. Jaren Jackson Jr. is the only capable big the Grizzlies have. Anthony Davis must go after him, win that matchup, and get him in foul trouble.
Can I just put some cold water on that? If you're Jaren Jackson, why don't you say, I'm not fouling?
He's tried that for his whole career.
Try harder. I'm not going to foul.
Okay.
That's
I bet
one
you they're
strategy.
beating that into his head his whole career. Yeah, we'll see.
Verticality.
Wildes, he can't play 30 minutes a game. His whole career.
Don't foul.
Okay, this is one of those.
I'm with you.
And it works.
You know what, Wildes?
It's really simple.
Wildes, put that in the same bucket as guard Travis Kelce.
Yeah,
if it was easy,
someone should do it.
So that's the first reason. Second reason is actually in reference to what we were talking about with LeBron beforehand. I don't think, certainly not LeBron, I don't think the Lakers have anybody who can stay in front of Ja Morant. No. So Anthony Davis is going to need to erase some mistakes. Ja's going to get his.
Might get posterized.
No, Ja's going to get his. But Anthony Davis against the Grizzlies, I think we can show it, has been awesome this year. It's only 2 matchups, but he's been awesome. Great on defense, great on offense, efficient. And so he's, to me, for this series, Anthony Davis is the most.
Just for the record,
I
bro.
agree.
Last Ja versus Anthony Davis, 39, 10, and 10.
Ja.
Yeah, took it right to his chest.
It's my guy. That's why he's my guy.
But you agree.
I do agree. This is an AD series. Absolutely. Look, the Grizzlies, largely because of Ja, lead the league in points in the paint. So AD is going to have to erase or at least deter some of that drive into the bucket. Look, LeBron can have a great series. We know LeBron is going to average 26, 8, and 7, thereabouts. He's going to miss some shots. He might have an off game here or there, make some turnovers. But those numbers, you can write them down, if not a little better, as far as the scoring. Anthony Davis, that's the question mark. What's he going to do? I can see LeBron having a great individual series and the Lakers losing. If AD also has a great individual series and plays to his top level for 5 of the 7, 6 of the 7 games, it'll be tough for Memphis to beat him.
Can I throw one wrinkle in here?
Sure.
Not because he talked trash, but just because of the matchups. I wonder if part of the Lakers' game plan is going to be have LeBron's matchup be Dillon Brooks and not really guard him, leave him open so he can roam around, and that Dillon Brooks gets the treatment they tried to give Russ in that game against the Clippers, that they give Draymond when they play the Warriors, which is, we're not guarding you, and we're going to let LeBron either rest or kind of play center field defensively with him being your matchup. I would
and
imagine
you might
that's
get
what
in
they'll
Brooks'
do.
head.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think you want Dillon Brooks to feel like, I'm the captain now. Like you want, and I'm not trying to, again, he's a fine player, but that's what you want to have happen.
Watch him start hitting threes, though.
That's, water will find its level there.
He shoots better than Westbrook.
Well, no, that's true.
Zion saved the
saying a lot.
Pelicans. Go West. I got some great Westbrook stats. Oh, they'll blow your mind.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.